Hi, it's Elena Kino from elenakino.com. Welcome back to Beautiful Things and Memories vlog, a vlog about finding the beautiful things in the messy things around us, if that makes sense. Okay, I actually forgot how I should intro myself, but anyway, welcome back to the vlog. This is Beautiful Things and Memories. We want to find the beauty in things even when they're messy, even when they don't seem beautiful, even when we're faced with really ugly truths, because sometimes you can actually see the good in things. There is actually good in everything, and that's what I believe in. For today, we're going to talk about kindness and patience and aligned persistence. This is part 2 of the productivity series I have on my blog. As usual, I'm going to link the blog post below. We're going to tackle about traits and qualities such as kindness and patience and persistence with regards to being productive. The first step, or the first part of the blog, is actually being productive and kind. And so what this means is, when I was writing this blog post, I was a little bit tired because I was tweaking my website at the same time writing all these articles in a span of 3 days, 9 or 10 articles in 3 days. And yeah, I know that was crazy, but I really finished it. I really persisted. As I was writing this, I just lay flat on my bed because I took a break, and then I felt like I didn't want to continue writing. I didn't want to finish this. It's kind of boring, and my mind was so mentally exhausted already, and I just didn't feel like going through it anymore. And then I stood up, I went to the kitchen, and then, if I can remember correctly,
Actually, I can remember correctly because it's on the blog.
I made myself a sandwich out of Nutella, and I drank a Four Seasons juice, as I wrote on my blog. I felt a little bit more invigorated. I felt a little bit more rested, and I was able to finish the blog post, and I was able to continue on with the work that I was trying to do. And that's just a lesson in kindness for all of us. Sometimes we need that break, even if you feel like you don't need a break, even if you feel like you can do deep work without taking rests or without taking naps or whatever it is that you feel like gives you some distance from the work that you're doing. It's actually much more productive if you give yourself some time and some space away from the work that you're trying to do every now and then, because that gives your mind some time to recharge, because even cell phones recharge. So why won't you give that to yourself, right?
I'm not scolding you or anything. I'm not like being your mom or anything, right?
But please do take a rest, because you really need it. Just do something that is away from the work that you're doing. That is how we cultivate kindness in ourselves and in the work that we do. Number 2 is being productive and patient. When you start to consume things online from the people that you really admire the most, you feel so impatient because you just want to get to where they're at that moment in time. And it's impossible, right? Because you have to take these different steps. You have to take different steps along the way in order to get where you want to be. When you start to feel impatient, just remember that this is a process, that you have to go through all of these things in order to make yourself great, because great people come from great experiences, right? Great people have great stories, and you can't make an experience and a story out of your greatness if you don't go through the process, if you don't persist through the process, and if you're not regular or consistent with things that you want to accomplish in your own life, or goals or projects, things of that nature. So that's how I remind myself. I just try to adapt to how I'm feeling. I try to first, as I said in the 4 cycle, I try to feel all the feelings. So when I'm frustrated, when I'm angry, when I'm anxious, when I'm depressed, I say to myself, not really I am, but I feel. So that you separate the feelings from the identity, right? Because you are not depressed. You feel depressed. You're not anxious. You feel anxiety. You are not frustrated or angry. You feel frustration and anger. It's separate from you. You are not identified by these things that you describe yourself as. And so after you acknowledge those feelings, you can try to then shift into another mindset and say to yourself, probably, I am frustrated, but this is something that I need to do, and this is just a challenge for me, and this will create a better version of me in the future if I persist through this. And then release the tension, release the frustration, release the anger, and then just proceed on to the things that you need to do. Set an intention for yourself. That was the 4 cycle. I think I mentioned that in my previous video. So that is how I try to adapt to the things that happen to me, especially when I feel very impatient and I want to be productive. We're now into the 3rd part of the blog post, which is being productive and staying productive. And I know for type A people, this might be okay. So type A people are the go-getters. Type A people are like, they take action all the time. They love to take action. They initiate things. They They do the work. While type B people are mostly not really lazy, but they are very calm, they are very laid back. And they might seem lazy, but they need that space to rest. They need to replenish their energy by resting a lot of the time. So I think that's how I understand type A and type B people. And in that spectrum, I lean towards the type B personality type. I am very laid back. Sometimes I find myself feeling lazy, But I think there really is no such thing as being lazy. It's just that you don't have enough motivation because you don't set goals for yourself. And I'm not saying this to like scold on you again and be your mom again because you don't have goals and you have to have goals. Goals are important, but it's not everything.
So, where was I?
I am type B personality. I'm so laid back. That is why I want to stay productive. And for type A people, this might be very stressful for them to hear because they're already doing a lot, accomplishing a lot, working a lot. It might be anxiety inducing for them to add something more to their plates when their plates are already full. But as for type B personalities like me or maybe you, well, the plate isn't really always full. It never is full for us. It's probably half full. It's probably 3/4 full, but it's not completely full because we love the resting part of life. We love the sleeping part of life. And that's not to say that I'm judging us or our personalities or you if you're type B personality. It's just that we have different energies. We are built on different qualities, and even though some people might be type B and may seem lazy but they're very creative, and some type A are very go-getter but they easily burn out, there are strengths and weaknesses and benefits and or advantages and disadvantages for each personality type. So it doesn't mean that one is better than the other or one is worse than the other. It sometimes feels like type B personalities are worse than the other, but the thing is they usually live longer, as they say, because type A personalities usually have problems with the heart because they keep all that stress inside them. And yeah, and type B personalities usually have no problems with that kind of stuff. It's just that they have problems getting into the work that they're. What a long tangent. That's why staying productive is very important for us. Persistence is a big thing for type B personalities in order to go after the things that they want to accomplish in life, right? Also, we have to remember that if we persist onto something, we have to bear in mind if it is something that is aligned to our goals. Because if it's not aligned, then there is no point in trying to accomplish something that doesn't even make sense for us. But at the same time, on the other hand, there is also that point in which we have to take some kind of action that is not related to our goals, but we have to take it so that we can be more inspired to actually do the productive things. So that is aligned persistence. Finding kindness, patience, and aligned persistence is not just a one-day thing. No, it's not a one-night stand thing. It's a marrying kind of thing. You have to marry these kinds of things, meaning you don't just date kindness and patience and persistence. You have to be in it for the long run. Every day you have to cultivate this. Every day you have to improve on this little by little, even if it's just little by little, especially kindness for yourself. So some days will look like you're not productive. Some days will feel like you have low energy and low vibes and just in a low state overall. And that's okay because there are ebbs and flows into life and work that we have to honor and accept and acknowledge, because these are the ways in which we learn. These are the ways in which we find new mistakes to learn from. And also remember that you don't have to be in perfect conditions in order to attain perfect work. There is no such thing as perfection, right? So there will never be perfect conditions. There will always be factors and hindrances into the work that you're trying to do. These things make you a better person, a better multi-passionate creator, a better creative, a better person. Did I say person already? These challenges mold you. You can still work with that. You can still work with what you have. You can still move on and move through these challenges. So whether you're working in the medical field like my partner who's a nurse, whether you're working in the creative field where you're a writer or an artist, an illustrator, or whether you're working in services field, like for example you're in customer service or you're in sales, all of this takes effort, right? Because being productive takes effort, and good work takes effort, and doing aligned action takes effort. And you will get there. You will do the job. You will finish the job. You will accomplish those big goals. You will continue to inch yourself closer to your goals and dreams and aspirations, but always remember to be kind to yourself, because it's the only body that you have. It's the only life that you have. And I guess that's how I'd like to end this vlog. Thank you so much for watching up until this point. You're so awesome. If you want to watch more vlogs like this every Wednesday, I send out another vlog on my weekly newsletter, which is weekly ideas for an abundance mindset. she's here now. Every week on your inbox, just subscribe to the newsletter and I'll be there for you every Wednesday. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next vlog. Take care. And when you start to feel, what am I doing?